Boo. Spooked ya? We know your hearts probably can't take much more than this. We've got another scare in store.
Here at Team AWSA, we're all about keeping it real and having a good time. But every once in a while, you gotta put on your big boy pants and face your fears head on. You know, like big boys do.
So, how about we hike them puppies up? Get some spooks going. First, we gotta find the game. What's it? I'm so spooked right now. JayBee? Oh! JayBee?
It's not in this corner. It's over there.
Huh? Haunting, starring Polterguy. Just one look at that cover and you'll immediately start getting those goosebumps.
To fill you in real quick, this game was pretty innovative for the time. The general landscape of gaming at this time revolved around platforming and lots of action. Haunting, on the other hand, was all about atmosphere and having a good time being a terrifying, vengeful spirit. Alright, aside from Polterguy being a cheesy green bozo, the game itself does have plenty of scary visuals. I mean, the back of the box even boasts about there being over 400 scary items to interact with in the game. I don't know about you, but that's a whole lot of bees.
The point of the game is pretty simple. You play as Polterguy, a recently deceased skater boy who is seeking revenge on the Sardinis, a family of scumbags who dissed him good. His plan? Scare each member out of their home by possessing any and everything around them. All 4 Sardinis must be chased out of 4 different houses before the green ghoul is satisfied. This is where fright items come into play.
The scares from fright items serve as a welcome contrast to the very plain and unsuspecting houses you haunt. Every room is full of furniture, trinkets, and, well, normal household items that fit the rooms they're found in. It feels like your haunting house is actually occupied by people. And this is great because it makes exploring the mansions worth your time and the manipulation of the layouts more satisfying. While that's all well and good, the music is minimal and less than inspired. Still, it's ominous enough to not detract from the experience.
So, what are the fright items exactly? Answer is, nearly everything you see. Here's how it works. You control our incorporeal friend around the mansion and hop into whatever household item you so desire. You've got 3 types of fright items to interact with. Blue frights are stationary, and so you have to hope they catch the attention of a Sardini passing by. The yellow frights can scare a resident wherever they happen to be standing, even if they're halfway across the room. Finally, my favorite frights are the green ones. When you hop into one of these bad boys, you gain full control of the object. You can usually move them around the room and activate an effect until the timer runs out for that item. They're great for moving people towards doors. I had the same reaction when my girlfriend asked to move in.
You may be asking yourself, why am I even scaring anybody? What is the point of existence? Why does anybody cast Ryan Reynolds in any movie ever? I can only answer one of those. You scare people in order to increase their fear level. Once they exceed very high, they'll run out of the mansion. While you can use household items to deal with the Sardinis, you've also got a handful of special items to use. Got a dog problem? Get it to stop barking by dropping some dog off. Low on ectoplasm? Use an Ecto Extra and fully heal yourself.
Speaking of ectoplasm, that's what our protagonist runs on. The green bar is basically a timer that slowly runs out. This forces you to plan out a scare route with the use of a map, as well as an understanding of how each Sardini handles being frightened. Whenever you scare somebody, they'll drop some green ectoplasm after they leave the room. If you aren't able to sustain your timer, then you're dropped into a sort of underworld. Here you need to replenish all of your ectoplasm while avoiding an endless onslaught of enemies all trying to spoil your fun. These dungeon stages are where you can actually find yourself at the wrong end of a game over. They're definitely the most difficult part of the game, providing you with a consequence for being inefficient in the mansions.
We almost forgot, but you can play this game with a friend. Sadly, you're pretty much just competing with each other in dungeon levels over who gets a crack at the sardinis next. The scaring is done alone, but the idea is still unique, which honestly reflects on the entire game.
There's one last thing we'll briefly cover before we wrap this up. The final section of the game tries to incorporate some action, and I've gotta say, can I be real with you? It's just not that good. Excuse me? I didn't realize ghosts had depth perception equivalent to the depth contained in Ryan Reynolds' acting.
You can't fault this game for its lackluster attempt at a boss fight. After all, Haunting isn't an action game. You really can't compare it to anything else from that generation of gaming. You'd have to play it yourself in order to totally understand what we're talking about. Is that Jabba the Hutt's lackey throwing dookie? That's it. That's the one. There isn't a higher note to end on.
So are you still with us in the land of the living?
Didn't fight the big one, you scaredy pajamas.
Anyway, this episode of Quick Attack gives Haunting, starring Polterguy, a hit. Haunting, starring Polterguy, is really just a unique game. It's not even about the action involved, because the action is kind of lackluster, and that's the only reason it doesn't get a critical hit. As long as you get over the boss fight, you're gonna have a good time otherwise.
Like we said earlier, there were so many action games and fighting games, especially for the Genesis.
Yeah.
So to have a game pop up that is just
such a change of pace.
Very much
really so. A breath of fresh air, even now. So yeah, definitely give it a try. You'll have a good time.
So we hope you enjoyed, but you're gonna keep the light on tonight.
Oh no. They're back!
Oh.
Hey, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed our creep show. But seriously? Yeah. Thank you so much for checking us out. We've got even more content on the way, so stay tuned. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, or none of those things. But preferably all.